Ah, shit. Here we go again.
This prison story is about when my new cellmate snitched on me and got me 6 months in the hole. Now, before we go further with this story, I need for y'all to do me a favor, okay? I know y'all getting tired of me asking, but I just have to because y'all not doing it automatically. First, I need for y'all to hit the like button. Next, let me know where y'all from in the comment section. Don't be stingy. Just put your city in the comment section, okay? It don't cost you nothing. Then I need for y'all to share this video. If y'all got this video connected to your Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, then share the video. Also, there's a misconception out there. If you want to react to my videos, do it, okay? I will not copyright you. You will not get a copyright strike. I am allowing any and everybody to react to my videos. Just give me the hashtag. Just put hashtag the Dante Show Network. That's all I ask, okay? And with that, y'all, let's get to the story, all right? So, we was on an annual lockdown. So let me let y'all know what an annual lockdown. You don't necessarily, nobody had to get stabbed or somebody got violated, whatever. Every year you get an annual lockdown where, you know, you can be locked down for 2-3 months, right? While they come in there and shake down the whole prison. I'm talking about they got the National Guard coming up in there. They got the state police coming in. They got the special elite force of prison guards coming up in there, and they shaking everything down. I'm talking about they going through everything with a fine tooth comb. So if you got anything out there, right, in the pod, on the yard, in the kitchen, wherever it is, you better sell it, you better trade it, you better do something because they coming to get it, right? So at this time, Dante was in, how can I put this? Okay, well, it's past the statute of limitations, so I guess I could talk about it. So at this time, y'all, I was a part of the cell phone game, right? So basically, I had somebody bringing in cell phones. And I had 3 phones left that I did not get off, right? So at this time, I was selling cell phones for $1,500. So that's what? 15, 3,000, 4,500. I have $4,500 still out there, right? That could be potentially sold, right? So the way I was doing things, with $1,500, I would just have people have them reach out to my girl, and they would send her the $1,500. Whether they family or friends, whoever out in the free world, they just send the $1,500 to her on CASHAPP or whatever, and I get them the phone and the charger, right? So boom, one of my homeboys worked in the kitchen. Now this is a big old telltale sign that we about to go on the annual lockdown, because when they come in with the on a Sunday evening truck, when they bring the prison supplies or whatever, if there's a lot of styrofoam cups and styrofoam to-go plates type thing and a whole bunch of apples and bread and peanut butter and bologna, you're going on that annual lockdown. It's either finna happen that next day or the following day, wherever it is. So my homeboy let everybody know, like, hey, y'all, we got that shipment in, and yeah, y'all get ready, right? So me knowing that, I'm trying to get these phones off, right? Because I know if I get caught with a phone, hey, if you get caught with a phone in prison at that time, man, they would have hit you with probably a 5-year, another 5 years on top of what you're doing, right? Because, you know, some people are like, well, what's the danger of having a cell phone in prison? Oh, there's a lot of reasons it's dangerous. Number one, you know, you can contact your victims, or you can contact the victim's family, or you can, you know, do direct hits on people. You can do all type of evil stuff with them phones, right? Well, for the most part, cats that would do the right thing by the phones, they just call their loved ones, talk to their kids, talk to their wives, keep that relationship established, But, if you get caught with a cell phone, you might want to hang it up. And I had 3 extra ones, right, including my person, so I had 4. So I was potentially looking at 20 years, right? So I said, let me go ahead and get these off, right? So I know now at this time, my homeboy, he let me know about, that shipment that came in. So in my head, I said, okay, we got 1, 2, maybe 3 days max before they come. So I instantly went out before the word went out through the whole prison that we about to go into annual lockdown. I said, hey, y'all, I'm doing a fire sale. $500 for a cell phone. What's up? What's up? Cats got to scrambling. They were scrambling. Hey, D, I got that, D. I got you. No, listen, it's going to be first come, first serve, right? I'm not holding, I ain't doing no IOUs. Come with the 500, bam, boom, right? Because that's a super deal. But I already knew that, I just needed to get them off, right? And plus, they only cost me $50 anyway. So, yeah, I was 50xing them cell phones, right? So, anyway, I ended up getting all 3 of them off, right? Boom. So, no problem. 2 days go by, everybody on lockdown, right? Everybody is on lockdown. I got my stove up. I got about 50 packs of ramen noodles. I figured, okay, if we gonna be on this lockdown for a month, so there's 30 days, 31 days, right? So if I got about 50 noodles, I could eat, boom, I could eat for a month, and then I could have at least 20 noodles on the side, boom. I got all my Pepsis, my Mountain Dews, got my summer sausages, all that. I'm good. Dante good. I'm good for this lockdown. Plus, I ain't got no celly, right? Now, not having a celly is a really good thing when it comes to these annual lockdowns, because number one, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't got to worry about you going to sleep and somebody busting you upside the head, because you don't really know this man. This man could have mental problems, or this man could just be in his feelings for whatever reason and just snap and try to take your life or whatever. So it's a blessing whenever you can have a cell to yourself, right? So at this time, Dante had a cell to himself. So we knew that this annual lockdown was going to be for maybe about a month, right? Because the last annual lockdown, it was about 3 weeks, almost a month though, right? 3 weeks and a couple days or whatever. So we was already ready for it, right? So when they had it locked down, I was ready. I was good, right? 3rd day of the lockdown. Dante, stand up. What's up? About to get a new celly. So I'm looking at the dude. He looked like a little young dude. He looked like he was, actually, I was young around that time too. I was 24. Dude looked like he was maybe 18, 19. I never caught his age, but dude was about 18, 19 or whatever. So I stand up, get cuffed up, go to the back of the cell, right? He come in, they uncuff him. He's standing right there. I bag up. They uncuff me. Boom. That's the procedure right there. Whenever you get a new cellmate, you got to get cuffed up, go to the back of the cell until they come in or whatever. So I'm like, what's up? He like, what's up, OG? Now, for some reason, I don't know, he thought maybe I was older or whatever. Maybe that was just a sign of respect, calling me OG, even though I was young, my dang self, but I was older than him, right? So I said, nothing much, what's up? He was like, nah. I said, where you coming from? You a transfer or whatever? He said, yeah, I just came from Stanley. I said, you just came from Stanley Prison? He was like, yeah. I said, oh, okay. Hey, what you in here for? He like, man, armed robbery. I said, how long they give you? He was like, man, they gave me 12 years. I said, let me guess, you use a gun? He was like, yep. I said, see, if you would have not had a gun, they would have probably gave you 2 to 5 years. But you know that gun made it an aggravated robbery. And whenever they put that aggravated on there, it's an enhancement charge, right? So anybody out, no, let me not give no type of advice, okay? Just don't commit no crimes, y'all. All right. But anyway, so he showed me his paperwork. I'm going through it. It wasn't no funny business in there. So I said, all right. I said, go. I said, I noticed you ain't got nothing. He said, nah, man, dude, I'm fresh off the boat. Fresh. I ain't got nothing, OG. I said, all right, well, check this out. I do cook-ups, every other day, and you welcome to it. In this prison, right now, we on an annual lockdown. I'm pretty sure they told you that already or whatever, but they give us either peanut butter and jelly sandwich with an apple and a carton of milk, or 2 boiled eggs, a bologna sandwich, and a carton of milk, and they give us a water bottle also, right? So that's the basics. I said, I'll tell you what, I like the boiled eggs, right? And if you give me all your boiled eggs for the rest of the month, and you can eat what I cook up, cool? And he was like, yeah, that's a bet. I mean, I don't eat boiled eggs anyway. So I said, all right, bet, cool. So, I tell him the cell rules, like straight up. I'm like, all right, listen. So I ain't trying to be funny or nothing, but when you pee, you got 2 choices. Either you gotta sit down when you pee, or if you gonna pee, get real up close on the toilet, so you don't pee in there and it comes and hit the floor, because the way they made these toilets, right, it got a lot of backsplash. So I ain't trying to be funny or disrespect you or treat you like no woman or nothing, but you have to pee to sit down if you can't control that, because a lot of people get actually on the floor right there, and you probably would never notice. And as you see, my cell is super clean. He said, yeah, I respect that, OG. I respect that. I said, also, if you have to pass gas, what you gonna have to do is get up and, have your backside towards the edge of the cell blowing out, right? Because I can't be up in here with no other man passing gas. And, you know what I mean? We living in this confined space already. So if you got to pass gas, just get up, put your ass on the cell and blow it that way. He said, okay, I respect that, OG. And I said, how long have you been doing time? He was like, man, this is my 7th month. I said, well, all right. I said, well, listen, we in here together, right? He said, yeah. I said, I know you got needs or whatever and urges, because I know you're a young cat. But if you need some personal time, you know what I mean? If you need personal time or whatever, just let me know, and I go to the cell I go to the bars over there, and you put the white sheet up and you go to the toilet. You just stay over there. You know what I'm saying? Because we in a confined space, whatever. And I said, and also outside of, when this annual lockdown happened, if you need time in the cell for personal reasons, whatever, let me know and I'll be out of the cell. You know what I mean? So, but in the meantime, if you trying to do that, it ain't gonna happen. Not right now. Not while we on this annual lockdown, because that's kind of weird for if you trying to do something like that. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, I understand that, OG. I said, I bet. And I said, when the last time you talked to your loved ones, your people? He was like, man, I ain't talked to them in so long, bro. I ain't talked to my people in almost 3 months, bro. I said, oh, okay. Now, let me tell y'all something. Maybe I was stupid. Maybe it was me being stupid. Maybe I just felt, I mean, the vibe that I got from this dude is that, you know, he was in learning mode. You know what I'm saying? Trying to soak up all the game that I could give him in a good way so he can learn how to navigate through prison, right? Because I guess he looked at me as a hardened convict that knew how to program a certain way that he took a liking to. And that was my fault, right? So I told him, like, hey, listen, I got a jack. And he like, what was that? I said, I got a phone, man. He was like, you got a phone? I said, yeah, I got a phone, G. He was like, can I use it to call my mom? I said, yeah, we had to do it when lights out. All right. And he was like, all right, bet. So I let him use the phone, y'all. Now, for the last 3 days, right, no problems. I let him use the phone. Bam, boom, bam, bam, right? No problems. This is where it got real greasy. The 4th day, he actually used the phone, right? And this in the daytime, right? Now, the night prior, he got into it with some chick, right? And I told him to tell his people to never call this phone. You know what I'm saying? Never, ever call this phone. The chick kept calling the phone. When I cut the phone on, it automatically started ringing, right? Automatically started ringing. So I was kind of irritated when I was going through the phone, and he just kept asking, like, hey, can I use the phone? Can I use the phone? And I told him, yo, chill. You know, typically on the real, if I let somebody use the phone, they were giving me something. Either 2 packs of noodles, 2 things of Mountain Dews. They giving me something. You understand? The envelope, something. This ain't everything costs in prison. Everything. So me showing him all this love, you know, I guess he just thought that, I don't know. Like I said, in prison, you give a cat an inch, he'll take a whole mile, right? And this is what he was doing. So I guess he felt entitled. So I guess me not charging him to use the phone or whatever, because he's my cellie, and I don't know this dude or whatever, I guess he got some resentment towards me when I told him no. It's just like out here in the real world. You could tell a nigga yes 100 times. The moment you tell him no, you did him wrong. He forgot all about them 100 yeses that you did for him, right? And I guess why I assumed what he did to me, right? So I told him no, because I was irritated and I seen all them missed calls, right? Now he down there mumbling under his breath. Man, I really need to talk to my girl, dog. Can I please use the phone, man? Because I'm like going through some shit, bro. I'm going through some shit, bro. I'm like, hey, man, listen. Look, you can't use the phone because I told you not to have your people calling this phone, and it's over 20 missed calls on this phone. He like, yeah, I know, man. I told her that, but man, she wasn't listening. But bro, can I please, man? Because we was like in the middle of an argument. I said, no, that's out. That ain't happening. That's done, right? So he ended up mumbling under his breath. I wasn't paying him no type of attention, right? The next day, 9 o'clock, the COs come through. They're like, hey, y'all, if y'all want to get in the shower, y'all hurry up. We doing showers. We finna go block to block. Finna do showers, right? Now, I know a lot of y'all was wondering, like, well, Dante, when did y'all take showers? You niggas was in there stanky or something? No. What we was doing in there was bird baths. So what you do, is you put your white sheet up, you get over there by the toilet, you cut your water on, you strip down naked, you get your bar of soap, get your washcloth, and you just lather up and just take a bird bath, man. Same thing with just less water or whatever. So that's how we was programmed. And I know a couple of you weirdos gonna be like, oh, Dante was standing in there naked with soap on his body, man. Hey, whatever, man. But anyway, so we can finally now get in the shower. So I instantly jump up like, okay, bet. So I get up, grab my Irish Spring soap, right, get my towel, get my shower shoes, and I'm out, right? And he following suit. So I'm out there, you know, cats coming to me like, hey, Dante, you think I could get A, B, C, and D? I got you back on lockdown. They was asking me, can we get some conversation? Can I hit them off with a pack of noodles, a honey bun? Because I was the stove man, and cats like, man, come, Dante, I'm hurting, bruh. I'm hurting. You know, can I get this A, B, C, and D? You really can't pass nothing like, you know what I'm saying? You really can't pass stuff, you know, on an annual lockdown. So I'm telling cats like, nah, not really. I mean, what I'm gonna have, and you never know, man. Cats might be trying to pull that check-in thing. You know what I'm talking about? They know they owe you. They know you can't do nothing about it, so they go check in or cause a scene or some drama to get transferred. So I learned my lesson 2 years ago when that's a whole different situation. But anyway, so I jump in the shower, right? I do my thing. I get out, right? I go back to the cell. He's still out there. Now, I'm laying down on the bed, just chilling, right? 10 minutes later, he comes in. He got this look on his face like this, I don't know, like this guilty look. So I'm like, what's up? What happened? And he was like, oh, nothing. I said, you sure you good? You straight? Something, anything happened at the showers or something? He said, no, bro, ain't nothing happened. I said, you sure? Cause I can feel it off him, man. I can feel like this. I don't know, y'all. It's like, I don't know, like some nervousness vibe. This vibration was coming off him. Negative vibration. And I'm like, man, nah, something wrong. In my head, I'm thinking somebody tried to try him in the shower. Somebody tried to punk him. Something happened. He could not just tell me nothing happened, because something happened. So I'm like, bro, like, man, you sure you good? He like, yeah, man, I'm good. So I'm like, all right. So then I tell him like, hey, I'm gonna let you use the phone tonight, man. And he was like, oh no, I'm good, I'm straight. Now when he said that, I said, yeah, something happened. Cause dude something off, man. Dude, he wanted to get on that phone. Cause how he was acting last night, wanted to talk to his girl. Yeah, something had to happen. So I'm like, hey man, you sure you straight? Because you know we sellies, and if anybody, you know, try to get at you, so you need to let me know so that can be handled. He was like, no, OG, ain't nothing happen, bro. Ain't nothing happen, bro. I'm good, man. I'm just in my thoughts right now. So now I'm like, yeah, something happened. So I ain't finna sit up there and beat it out of him. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Right? So they hit the lights, 9 o'clock. Boom. He like, hey, OG, I'ma turn it in. I'm going to bed early. I said, all right. So Dante get up, go to my locker, go to my Bible, and pull out my cell phone. Jump back on the bunk, call my old lady, and we kicking it, right? About 5 minutes will go by. And it happened so fast. Get up, get up, get up. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Right? It was 6 guards. I couldn't do nothing, y'all. They had me dead to rights. Cell phone in hand. Do y'all hear me? Cell phone in hand. When they rushed that cell, now peep the scene. Dante at the bottom bunk. I'm laying on my side. So when I seen them at the door, don't move, don't move, and they saw rolling the door back, I instantly jumped up. Now I had a flip phone, right? I was moving so fast, I hit my head on the top rack, right? Boom. I snapped the phone in half and dove to the toilet and dropped it in there. Them guards was hitting me. They was kicking me. I got it in the toilet and I managed to get it flushed. Hey, y'all, where's the proof? They whooped me out. Whooped me. They whooped me like I was a 5-year-old child, bad child, cutting up in elementary. So they dragged me on up out of there, took me in the elevator, beat me up a little bit more, took me to the hole, right? I was in the hole for about 4 days, right? About 4 days. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, you know, after my wounds healed and, you know, I got my mind right, whatever, I'm like, well, okay, they ain't get nothing. So the max I'm gonna have to do is, shoot, probably however long this annual lockdown is, and then maybe another month. Wrong. Now, when you in solitary confinement, you ain't got nothing but your thoughts. Nothing. Right? So I'm laying there and I'm like, man, hold up. Why would they hit my cell? For the in the way that they came, they was coming for something. And the only thing they could come for is drugs, but I don't deal drugs, right? I don't manufacture weapons. So, I mean, the cell phone, right? Then it dawned on me. I know why they was here. Because of my cellie. My cellie must have been feeling some type of way when I told him he couldn't use the phone. So I guess with the shower time, I guess he betrayed me like Judas did Jesus, right? He had that look on his face. I told you, I knew it was something. How he came back to the cell, how he had this nervous look on his face like he just did something foul. Now, I can't say that he did it, that he snitched on me 100%. It could have been a random shakedown. It could have been one of them cats out there that came at me saying, hey, Dante, you think I can hold A, B, C, and D until the lockdown over, and I denied them? Who knows? But if I was a betting man and logically thinking, I think my cellmate ratted me out for not allowing him to use that phone. Now, they end up hitting me with all type of charges. You know, they were just throwing on the wall, seeing what could stick. Long story short, they hit me with resisting and assaulting an officer. You said, well, Dante, was you fighting back? No, I wasn't fighting back. I couldn't fight back. These dudes had me, well, we'll leave that out. But I'm just going to put it this way. I couldn't fight back. One of these COs that was whipping me out ended up spraying his finger or whatever, right? From punching on me or whatever. sprained his finger, or maybe another guard that stepped on his finger or something and broke his finger, whatever the case is, but they charged me with it. If you enjoyed this story time, make sure you leave me a tip. Also, if you forgot to hit the like button, make sure y'all smash that like button and share this video and hype the video. Make sure y'all check out my Amazon wish list. I got some items in there that I need purchased. So y'all make sure y'all look out for y'all big partner. If you can't get enough of these stories, I made another channel. I'm gonna have that link pinned at the top of the comment section too, and in the description. Until next time, take care.